Hey guys, I'm Marvin Rodriguez, and today I chose one of my favorite photographers, my inspiration, Natalia Seth. Um, as you can see from the title side, Natalia Seth, woman. But you can see right here, just it from the title slide alone, that this is not an image you can actually capture in real life because some of the aspects are fake. And she's just like in a little cove here of gushers. Obviously gushers aren't that big, so you have to do some digital manipulation with that. Was Natalia Seth? She was born in California. She's like 25 years old now. So she has a video up on her YouTube, like telling her whole biography. And she was very young when she started creating work in general. So her mother herself is an artist. And some of her work also includes her mother. Um, when Talia was like 13, she would get like her mom's, I believe, her iPhone 4, and she would start like just taking pictures, and just like seeing where that went creatively, and then obviously her mother kind of nurtured like her and encouraged her to pursue what was fun for her. And she largely is now just a self-portrait photographer. She is an influencer. She's on all the platforms. She's on Instagram, she's on TikTok, she's on Facebook, she's written a book. She's done a lot of things. This is one of her cover photos that she has here, which is just a photo of herself, and then she would take photos of lollipops, maybe like 15 photos, and then she just kind of sizes them around and then adds blur. And so it kind of creates this effect that obviously this wasn't shot with a bunch of C-stand. There's a bunch of little like tripods holding onto these lollipops, right? She kind of had to edit that in later in post to create this surreal and colorful image. Something about Natalia says is she loves colors. She loves to make things like pop. I saw her in LA like 2 months ago, and the only way I knew it was her because in the whole crowd she was the only one with like deep, bright, like red hair. And then could I talk to her? No, because I was intimidated by her, frankly, because I followed her work for years, but she stands out. Her work stands out compared to other photographers, in my opinion. So how did she get here? She was 13. She was on an iPhone 4S. I remember she did edit on iPhone apps at first, and then she later went on to a laptop. She had very humble beginnings from the iPhone 4S to the Canon T3i. Even now, in 2025, going on 2026, she's still like on an old, Canon 6D, 5D, 5D. She's still on a Canon 5D, which is still a fairly old camera. Not even on mirrorless yet. But she, just like me, I use Canon. Who knows? Maybe that's why I like her work so much. Um, Her mother is a painter, and so she does kind of incorporate digital painting in that aspect. Like this photo right here. Oh, sorry. One of her biggest accomplishments, because I followed her for years, is that she actually became the loading screen for Photoshop. I feel like personally to me, that's like a really big accomplishment. It's like every single time someone opens up Photoshop, your artwork just pops up right there with your little like name in the bottom. And this was the photo that popped up. And you could see she was just in the water with she was just in the water with her hair flowing, and then she kind of like painted it different colors. And it probably taken her hours to do this. Um, and she just travels around the world, and she takes photos and she brings life and pop into it and just edits things. Maybe sometimes she's in a studio. She does also do work for other people's, but it's just not as common. She even has some online tutorials with a different YouTube account, Learn, before she actually made her own YouTube account. She doesn't really post in as much, but it's still good. But just know her photos are very like surreal. They're dreamy, they're dreamy, they're whimsical, and it's her own signature style that not that many people follow in that aspect. So as you can see, artistic style and things. Just without reading any of this, you can see the stark differences in her work, right? This was the original photo, I believe she took it in like Japan, and this is the edited photo. So she always shoots these by herself. She goes, travels to a different country, brings a camera and a tripod, and then a clicker, so she could, shoot wirelessly. And it's probably sitting behind her. She also has behind the scenes videos. So she framed this and probably took over 100 photos just all day being here. And when she imported it, she just brought up that brightness. She probably masked herself out and then found some photos of deer and tried to implement those, some photos of the birds, and then had to spend hours just adjusting lighting and compositing just to offer that stuff. So, her textile self-portraits, they're very smooth. Her skin's very smooth. Things pop. They're very soft. Everything's very saturated, very bright, it's real. Um, and something you'll find in her work very commonly is she likes to express herself. Yeah, if that wasn't obvious, she likes fantasy. She likes escapism. Um, anything that can play around with her creativity, and just her overall playfulness is something she will go towards. Um, Here's where to find some of her work. So she did write a book, and that has some of her work that isn't found on her Instagram or her YouTube. She is going by Escaping Youth. She is 25, so we'll see how long her youth lasts. And then she also has Dunflern photo book, and then she has her YouTube channel. She also has her TikTok. The reason I didn't want to include all her work was because I wanted to bring up some of her work right here. So I have her Instagram right here. And these are just what's pinned, but if you keep scrolling, she's traveling the world. I believe she was in China here, in Korea in this one, Japan in these. Oh no. Oh well. But as you can see here, she also has TikTok with 2.2 million followers. And with that in mind, she's giving behind the scenes. She's invited to so many events, and she always shoots something for the theme. If Squid Games pays her to do something, then she'll make some Photoshop work with Squid Games with those colors. She's a very interesting person that I feel like inspires my work in terms of Photoshop. It's something I want to master even more than I know now. And, and here's her mom being an artist. She even creates work with her. She has just a very unique take on life that I feel like a lot more photographers should bring into this world because a lot of them they make things kind of depressing. While in her case, she actually, brightens up things. Yeah, this is my presentation on Natalia Seth. If you want to know more about her, just Google her, go to her Instagram, go to her TikTok, go to her YouTube, where she talks about her journey, where she reflects, anything like that. Okay, guys? Thank you.